I forgot to record. Sorry. We're gonna go. I just want to say thank you for my core team members. There meaning all the national coordinators, communications and media team, our fundraising team, the sub-regional coordinators, and also not forgetting them, the global coordinator, Virginia Costianaya, and our communications coordinator, Natalie Fox, for all the support they have given throughout this event, organizing this event. Thank you so much. All right, so now we can start with the presentation launch of the Capacity Development Hub. Let's see, can you see this new slide here?
Yeah.
Yes, thumbs up. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, so today it's the Capacity Development Hub. It's gonna be a dedicated hub just to enhance professional opportunities for African members of our network, and also bridging the gap between our members, universities, research institutions, and also potential interstate stakeholders on capacity development in Africa. Just to start, I would like to remind you that our continent is one of the richest continents in the Earth, in the planet, in terms of marine resources and biodiversity, because we have more than 30,000 kilometers of coastline. Never mind the EEZ zones. We are surrounded by 3 main oceans, 2 main seas, and thus we represent one of the biggest global biodiversity and conservation hotspots. With that, we can provide a wide range of resources and ecosystem services at the global scales. More importantly, the African continent is intrinsically related to the ocean because of the people. We can see that very intrinsically in our culture, in our music, in our artwork, and also through the transfer of indigenous knowledge from our ancestors. We can see also that with the religious influence in certain countries. Thus, we are highly dependent of the oceans and their resources for the livelihood and food security and also the socioeconomic development of the African communities and the communities and society. Sorry. So in terms of ocean sciences in Africa, we have a scenario that's a little bit behind when we compare to other regions of the world, and we need to improve that. So, and let's do it because we have a very heterogeneous scenario in terms of availability of resources in ocean sciences, of facilities, of universities, and also affordability for the young generation of ocean leaders to undertake and choose their career in ocean sciences. With that in mind, the ECOP program, the Early Career Ocean Professionals, were built not only to address that for the African continent, but also globally in order to provide a collective voice of all these communities and societies on engaging with the UN over a decade, and thus provide new ways of thinking and implementing new ideas on sustainable ocean and management. Now for the ECOP globally, we have 5 nodes, including our node, the African node, with 15 national nodes. Some of them are affiliated to some regional nodes or not, or they are just independent country nodes. There are 5 text teams. And at the moment, from December 2024, we have over 6,000 members in our network registered in our database. And also we have 11 endorsed projects from the UN Ocean Decade Call. Now, how can you benefit from the ECOP program? We offer a variety of tools and resources for the members of our network, including webinar series, programs related to internships and mentorships, and also database of experts and networks and partners where you can have access and engage with them to enhance your career pathway. In the future, we also will provide a database of opportunities. This is a developing project from the global ECOP program, where you can search more easily opportunities related to your ocean-related career, such as training or jobs or paid internships, mentoring programs, and so on. Now, for the Africa node, we were endorsed, we were actually launched in early 2022 after the endorsement of the ECOP program in 2021, with the vision of providing network and professional opportunities for African ECOPs in order to engage them more actively with the discussions around the UN Ocean Decade, but also providing capacities for them to build a long-term pathway to improve oceanology and ocean data creation, and also not forgetting ocean scientific awareness for the wide range of our communities. Now for the ECOP Africa node, we have 4 main objectives, which are provide an inventory of our African members related to the oceans. When we talk about the members of our network, we are not only including academic scientists and students, but also we are open to any professionals that want to work on ocean-related careers, such as photographers, filmmakers, conservationists, ocean governments from government officials. What else? The fishermen and even private business. So we are open to all to become part of our network. We would like also as an objective to provide consistent situation assessment at the regional and global level, national level, so we can understand the needs, priorities, and constraints for the regional scenario, but also at the national level. So the main target areas that we would like to have for our node is providing mobilization of resources, implementation of capacity building activities, as well as ocean literacy in terms of sharing educational content for scientific awareness through the activities implemented. At the moment, we have our organization structured as a node comprised myself and my program assistant, Chiamaka. We have a steering committee comprised by the 5 sub-regional nodes, 2 test teams, fundraising and communications in media, and now the 2 hubs that will be launched today and tomorrow, which are the Capacity Development Hub and Ocean Literacy Hub. At the moment, we have 11 national nodes, and 6 other countries have also shown interest on launching, establishing their national nodes in the continent. So these are the current 11 national nodes. We are very proud of them. Some of them were launched in between 2023 and 2024. The most recent one, please welcome the Benin node to our African nodes ECO program. Now, in terms of our network, just to give you an overview, we have over 1,400 registered members in our global database, and they are coming from 4 countries in Africa, which is quite good. We are very proud of it. We are trying to reach out the most countries as possible. Anyone can subscribe and be a member of our network. We will be sharing the link in the chat, and you can just register to the form using the form supplied, and then you're gonna receive a monthly ECOP Global newsletter. But from Friday, we also gonna be receiving for the members, registered members, the ECOP Africa newsletter. So with that in mind, with this data we have currently representing 60.2% of the members are from these 11 nodes that we have officially established within the node, the regional node, the African node. Meaning that almost 37% of the members don't have affiliation with a local national node. So this can highlight that the need to implement new established nodes within our network. We are welcome to have new national nodes established. Please contact me directly for further directions so we can discuss how you can implement the national nodes. Now, in terms of capacity development for the ocean, we as a node, a regional node, we have contributed towards different documents, including the Ocean Decade African Roadmap, published in 2022, organized by UNESCO, IOC, and WIOMSA. Our survey from 2023 conducted by the previous regional coordinators, Gabriel Juma and Anthony Nadar, have also highlighted some capacity needs, questions and insights from our members, our network. We also have engaged with global discussions surrounding capacity development with other partners within the global network, and especially from the current report on capacity development and general overview of the ECOP program. In terms of the survey conducted in 2023, we had just below 200 respondents for these surveys, and some interesting facts have been put on the table to discuss further, including the challenges, which is our limits to research funding, job scarcity, and limited training and mentorship. These were highlighted by our members respondent of that survey. So the needs that we would like to see implemented would be workshops, conferences, startup supports, scholarships, and research projects. And maybe a solution to implement all these activities would be getting funding and also having available equipment and facilities throughout the continent. Now, one of the solutions as a regional node that we have been undertaken throughout the years to supply capacity building for the members is to organize workshops or webinars. For example, we have organized some online workshops and webinars together with our partners as government with the Blue Mentorship Program, with OTGA, our also partner on ocean data analysis with R for early careers ocean professionals. Again, with IOI in the basic concepts on ocean governance, also a partnership that we've done with them, and more recently in the introduction of two oceanographic survey techniques and data management, a partnership with the global program, ECOP program and Aqua Biotech Group. At the national level, our national team has conducted consistent webinars and in-person workshops whenever possible, including ECOP Kenya, Mozambique, and more recently, a joint webinar between ECOP Liberia and Kenya. So other solutions that we found to provide for our members is to get a database that we call the Blue Horizons. This document was organized by our coordinators, Sophia Larissa and Samuel Boamar, and it was delivered as a webinar. And you can access currently these opportunities in the Blue Horizons project in our webpage. At the end, there you could just go through opportunities. You can see a list of grants, fellowships, and opportunities. We are always trying to update that database. And in the future, we're also going to feed this database into the Global ECOP database project for opportunities for the members of the network. More recently, ECOP Cameroon also promoted thesis awards for the local students to motivate to carry on their careers in sciences. Now, in terms of the current scenario for the ECOP Africa, we have realized that some of the activities related to capacity development are isolated, as the nodes, national nodes especially, are working independently. And these activities are mostly infrequent, so we don't see them consistently being conducted throughout the years. And the reason that is because all the core team members of the national nodes are using their time and availability of expertise to conduct and organize these events, meaning that they are working in a pro bono basis. Now, we also would like to see the also challenge that we have is an unilateral activity. So that means we don't have much interactions and partnerships between different institutions in Africa with ocean-related focus, like universities, research institutions, and we really would like to see that happening. So there's a weak participation of a broader range of partners that can be doing doing that together with us within the program. And again, our coordinators, all the task teams coordinators and hub coordinators are working currently at a volunteer basis. So this is also a challenge that hampers capacity development within our node. So due to these challenges, we came up with an idea to open and launch the Capacity Development Hub, and we are very excited with this idea. The project of the Capacity Development Hub aims to bridge our members of the network, science and business partners, and possible sponsors to engage in capacity development activities. The mission will be then for the Capacity Development Hub is to provide capacity for all. So we want to minimize the differences in capacities across Africa. We understand that the scenario, social, political, economic scenario is quite heterogeneous within the continent, and we need to address that in terms of capacity building for the African members as well. So we want to provide that for all in an equal basis to consolidate their professional skills, thus providing professional opportunities for them directed by research institutions, business, and also partnering with our core team. The objectives of the hubs then will provide primarily in-person training opportunities because we understand that our members is now at the stage of a webinar fatigue, and we will like to boost up again the in-person training and facilitate multidisciplinary and collaborative partnership between research institutions, universities, but also business and organization, NGOs, for example, so they can improve the discussions and provide information sharing, but also resource sharing. And finally, the objective of the hub would be providing clear and easy access for the African members to opportunities for their careers, not only related to jobs, but fellowships, travel grants, trainees, paid internships, and so on. So what's the role of the ECOP Africa nodes within the hub? We have set up 3 basic principles. The first one would be then understand the needs and priorities of the African ECOPs in terms of capacity development. And one of the indicators that we would have to monitor that is provide consistent regional assessments in terms of capacity development together with other agencies. So we are open for discussions with IOC, Nairobi Convention, and WIOMSA to conduct this more in-depth survey using the members of our network as the reach out targets group for the survey. The second principle will be then promote and facilitate between interstate stakeholders in the hub to exchange resources, human, structural resources, and engage more actively with the UN Ocean Decade. One of the indicators for that within the hub would be to see the implementation of consortiums between the African institutions in ocean-related bases, such as private business, universities, and research institutions. So we want this consortium for either information sharing with them of best practices or exchange programs between their students and so on. As a principle number 3, we would like them to see and advocate for long-term permanent absorption of African professions that are high qualified in Africa. We want to minimize the African scientific diaspora because we believe that if we keep and provide the minimal and available resources for the qualified African profession to take their activities and expertise, we can improve a long-term ocean data generation and also knowledge sharing. This indicator will be to see the national country, the countries within Africa improve their rate of absorption of these professionals within universities and scientific institutions, but also private business related to the ocean, and also new job creations related to the ocean. Now, for the hub, we have set up 4 teammate programs. These are not limited to only these 14 programs, but we are open to suggestions, and we would like to target on these 4 teams first. The first one be the climate change adaptation, including activities related to biodiversity monitoring, community level adaptation, and climate response. The second program would be in terms of blue economy, providing a training in sustainable agriculture, for example, maritime transport and logistics, and not forgetting ocean governance for better implementation, decision making of at national levels. And the program number 3 will be ocean entrepreneurship for the blue startups. And finally, ocean innovation with marine robotics, for example, and research technology, not only related to ocean exploitation, but also like lab innovation, for example. So as an activities for the upcoming 5 years of the node, we would like to provide for our members training opportunities, including personal workshops and short-term courses, like I said, and webinars. We're going to still carry on with webinars, as we understand all members will be available or possible to fund and to have these in-person workshops. So if we carry on having our webinars with teammates and subject-specific webinars to supply with more knowledge for a wide range of members, we would like to carry on with that. And then we would implement the mentoring internship program, providing opportunities such as paid in or volunteer internships from our partners, but also within the ECOP program, we are open for that. So if you're interested to become an intern of our ECOP program for the African node or global, please reach out to us and we can discuss further for future opportunities and how you can fit in and where. Also provide area-specific expert supervision and mentorship. So we can provide a database of experts in Africa with certain subjects that you would like to reach out to have, for example, higher education projects like such as master's or PhD, or even just build up a collaborative project for funding proposals. And finally, in order for us to address the needs and priorities for the members, we will implement the survey assessments in terms of capacity development as well. We're starting today with that, but we're going to carry on next year to understand more in-depth needs and priorities for the members. The reason for that is that so then you can target the investment in academic and scientific activities for the members of the network and any other interested in stakeholders. We need to understand, all right, our members would like to have more ocean innovation trainings or baseline information training, such as marine species identification courses, or more policy making type of trainings and so on. So we really need to understand in specific subject areas within ocean sciences what is needed for the African members. Now, the beneficiaries of the hub would be all of us. Like I said, we want to bridge the gap between the members in the general society and private business, including governments also. For the corporate African members, we would like to upskill their career needs and networking, provide better networking. For the academia, we would like to provide a facilitate exchange of resources between other academic institutions within Africa and share best practices and collaborations. For business, including NGOs as well here, we would like to facilitate recruitment of qualified members of our network, so can facilitate also their side of getting and absorbing the best qualified African ocean-related member of the network for their businesses, and also compromise them and and guarantee their contribution towards the Ocean Decade campaign. And finally, the government would be benefiting from this hub, because once we mobilize all the members, the partners, and the sponsors in the future, in a few years, we hope that gonna be able to absorb all the data generated by these actors, and also to get access to solid scientific information so they can incorporate to the decision making at the national level and also at the regional level. So today also we're going to have our partners. The current partners of the Capacity Development Hub are GOGMI, the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute. We have also Ocean Teacher Global Academy. We have Kelp Forest Foundation and the Mohammed VI Foundation for Environmental Protection. As some of them will be speaking today shortly after the regional survey. Now, what are the expected impacts of the hub as a whole? In order to address all the current challenges in ocean science in Africa, we would like to have some capacity improvement in the Capacity Development Index. The survey conducted by the ECOP program, the Global ECOP program now released into 2024, points out that this index for Africa is one of the lowest ones. So we really need to improve the Capacity Development Index. And we would like to see that as one of the positive impacts of the Capacity Development Hub. Also, in terms of ocean knowledge, we would like to see novel studies being conducted in Africa by Africans. We want to improve the ocean data available, but also to provide new and novel studies and projects conducted here. And finally, like I said, improve ocean governance within the continent, providing better and accurate scientific information for decision making. Now, if you want to become part of the Capacity Development Hub, you're very welcome. Please reach out to me. You can email me directly or email our capacity development email here. You can see on the screen. You can become a partner if you want just to collaborate in terms of projects, joint grant proposals with other partners or with ourselves. We can also become a partner in terms of sharing with us your opportunity within your institution. So if you are a director of an institution or a university or head of a department, you have opportunities within your institution, you can become a partner by sharing these opportunities or sharing projects or available projects, mentoring and supervisioning projects for the members of the network. You can also become a sponsor of our activities. Again, we are working on a voluntary basis. Our coordinators doesn't have an honorarium, so we would like to address that in the near future, so we can motivate them to maximize the active engagement in these activities. And also, you can sponsor any kind of event attendance, trainings, development, course developments, implementation by the ECOP program. You can provide funding for printing materials or any kind of support that you can, like renting or making available some venues for event organization by the ECOP program and ECOP Africa node. That's also possible. So we are open to any kind of support. Please reach out to us. That would be very, very, very good to see the list of partners becoming bigger and bigger from now on for the hub. What are the next steps in terms of Capacity Development Hub? So today, as I said, this is the launch of the hub. From January, we would like to provide of the concept note of the hub for review and validation from the partners, from the members of the network, and other interested stakeholders. We really would like to get a feedback on that, and also launch the webpage for the hub with all the list of activities and all the missions, the objectives we'll be launching in late January. For February, after the review of the draft concept notes, we would like to invite all the interested stakeholders, including the members of the network, to participate and provide the opinions and suggestions related to the hub. We really would like to have this validation workshop going on in February to wrap up the final concept note in March. And then from April, we would like to see the activities related to the hub starting being implemented, and then we can carry on with the activities for the rest of the ECOP program. So if you don't want to be a partner or a sponsor and you just want to be a member or core team member of our ECOP node, African Node, you can join us. You are welcome to join us. Like I said, you can you can sign up in a global registry of the ECOP program by using the link shared in our chat. Please sign up that and you will automatically receive the global newsletter, and also from Friday, the African newsletter with specific African related opportunities, activities conducted by our Node and core team members, but also to highlight specific projects that we encounter within the African continent. You can also engage at the node level, including national node level. So if you're interested to become a core team member, you can reach out to the established nodes to discuss with the coordinators specific tests that you can undertake and become a core member. But also, if you would like to launch your node within your country, you also welcome. So please reach out to me so we can provide specific guidelines. And finally, please follow us on social media for up-to-dates and also sharing of especially opportunities for African members of our network. That's it. Thank you so much. And I hope you really enjoy it. Please become part of our hub. We're really expecting the best out of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah, for this wonderful presentation. Okay, so we'll move to the next on the agenda. If you have any questions, kindly put in your questions in the Q&A. And I will attend to that. No one has any question?
You may also raise your hand and it can allow you to speak up if you want to chat instead. Any questions?
Okay.
Yes.
Yo.
Yo, yeah. Hello, Yo, you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, Yo. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for inviting me. So
Thank you.
I am Yao Ansah from the FAO, the EAF Nansen program in the headquarters in Rome. And it was really interesting to hear or to find out some of the ways that I don't want to use the word sponsors, but supporters of the African Node can engage. And I would like to say that we are going to get in touch. I already indicated that. And the idea is that we are trying to grow or develop this youth aspect under the Nansen program. And Nansen program deals with marine issues all around Africa and the Bay of Bengal in Asia. So there's a good opportunity for us to collaborate. And I heard you say that a lot of those working are volunteers. So I think we need to discuss separately and see how we can engage. We have a lot of ideas and we would like to see your input. We want to help with young people in Africa who are making a meaningful contribution to ocean science on the continent. So definitely, we'll get in touch. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Yo. Thank you so much for that. It's a pleasure to have you here, and definitely we're gonna reach out to you in the upcoming weeks for further discussion. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? You could raise your hands or send it to the QA session. Okay.
No more questions?
No more questions. So we'll be moving on to the next item.
All right.
which should be the preliminary regional consultation.
All right. Okay, so now we can move on. If you do have questions in terms of the hub, you're welcome to just drop in the chat, but we're gonna only be able to answer you after the webinars end, please. All right, so now we're gonna do our preliminary survey on capacity development. Like I said, this service is just 5 questions. I'm gonna please ask all the attendees to answer to these questions. This is so relevant for us as a node to understand the priorities that we should be giving, especially for 2025 in terms of the capacity development hub. And I'm gonna be launching the pool now, and you can answer. We can go through each question together, one by one. I'm gonna give you 1 or 2 minutes for each question to answer, and at the end, I'll show results and we can discuss it further. Can everybody see the survey?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Okay, so let's start. So the first question is, what's the biggest barrier for capacity development uptake for you as an ECOP in Africa? The first option will be, I don't know at all where to find opportunities in capacity development. It's difficult to find them for me. The option 2 will be the cost to attend activities such as courses, workshops, and conferences is very high. The other option will be if the opportunities is abroad, it's difficult for me to go because it will require time away from studies, work, and family, and it's difficult to arrange it, especially in terms of visa requirements. I cannot find the right type of capacity development opportunity for me either in suitable format, the topic that I'm looking for. So you're not able to find specific opportunities for you for the area that you would like to go. So please, this is the first question. What's the biggest capacity development barrier for you as an ECOP in Africa? Please answer. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. So again, what's the biggest barrier for you? Is it you don't know where to find opportunities? You think the cost of these opportunities is high? Or you think there's other difficulties related to undertaking these activities, such as family or work-related challenges? Or you can just not find the right type of opportunity? Okay, now let's go for question number 2. What kind of capacity development form would you most likely to see arranged by us, the ECOP Africa node, or shared by the ECOP Africa from other organizations? You would like to see webinars, in-person workshops or training courses, option 3, conferences, or option D, mentorship programs. So what type of formats in capacity development, especially in the hub, you would like to see? Online webinars, in-person workshops and training courses, conferences, or mentorship programs? 1 minute to respond to that, please. I'm encouraging all the attendees, please vote in the survey. It's highly, highly important for us to understand your priorities and needs so we can address all the hub activities towards that, to address that. All right, let's move on. Now, question number 3. What priorities scientific topics would you like to see on training? You would like to see topics related to vulnerability assessments to climate change, or marine biodiversity assessment and monitoring, ocean governance, or blue startups. So what the topics that you would like to see on trainings in our hub? Vulnerability assessments to climate change, biodiversity monitoring and assessment, ocean governance, or blue startups. 1 minute to answer to that. All right, please answer to the survey. I really beg for all the attendees, please participate on the survey. You can just click on the buttons to mark your opinion and your answer, and then we're gonna check at the end the answers for each of the questions. Please engage in this survey, is highly important for us. All right, let's move on. Question number 4. What type of partnerships or collaboration would you like to see ECOP Africa to establish for better support on your capacity? There will be the collaborations with international organizations for exchange programs and fellowships, partnerships with the private sectors for internships, entrepreneurships opportunities, or regional consortiums between universities and research centers to co-host training and supervision programs. So in terms of partnerships and collaborations within the hub, would like to see what you think is the better to support your capacity is collaborations with international organizations for exchange programs and fellowships, partnerships with private sectors for internships and opportunities of the entrepreneurship, or regional consortiums between universities and research centers. One minute for that also. Okay, again, for question number 4, just to highlight, what's the best to support your capacity in terms of partnerships and collaborations? Is collaborations with international organizations for exchange programs and fellowships. It's establishing partnerships with the private sector and companies for internships and entrepreneur opportunities, or establishing activating regional consortiums among university and research centers. Now let's go to the last question number 5. In your opinion, what's the biggest challenge to continue your career in ocean sciences in Africa? The option 1 will be lack of permanent and or temporary jobs, ocean-related jobs. Option 2 would be limited financial support to start new scientific projects, or unavailability of research facilities and universities in your country. So what's the biggest challenge for you to carry on your career in ocean sciences in Africa? Lack of permanent and temporary jobs, limited financial support for scientific projects, or availability of or little availability of research facilities and universities in your country. 1 minute for that too. All right, I'm gonna give more 2 minutes for each one of the attendees to go through the 5 questions. Please answer the 5 questions. It's so important for us to understand the priorities and needs for you, our member. This is so we can address all that and implement the right activities for the upcoming years in capacity development, especially within our hub, together with our partners and future partners. All right, 1 minute more to finalize the survey in capacity development. I'm gonna give just 1 more minute so you can answer to these 5 questions. I can see 10 attendees didn't answer yet. Please do. It's so important for us to have your inputs. Please answer those questions. I can give you 1 more minute. All right, 1 more minute to finalize the pool, and then we can check the answers of the 5 questions. All right, I think we can finalize now. Let's share the results here quickly. All right, now we can see the results of our survey. Thank you so much for those who answered the survey. This is so important for us. All right, so for the question number 1, what's the biggest barrier for capacity development uptake for you in Africa as an ECOP? So for 65% of the answers, the answer chose to the cost to attend capacity development activities is very high. Wow, that's quite impressive. The second option will be you cannot find the right type of capacity development opportunity that's in the suitable format or topic that you're looking for. So now we can try to address these two subjects in terms of capacity development activities and providing clear and easy information in terms of opportunities for you. For the question number 2, we have what kind of capacity formats would you like to see arranged by ECOP Africa Capacity Development Hub or shared by the ECOP Africa from other organizations and partners? So 71% said in-person workshops and training courses. Wow, that's really a high rate, 71%. And you can see that it looks like everyone is at the moment with a webinar fatigue. So we're going to try our best to address this need by providing and sharing opportunities from partners in terms of in-person workshops and training courses. This was followed by 18% for mentoring programs. We're also going to look into that for the hubs as well. Now for question number 3, we have what priority topics you would like to see in the training and in activities conducted by our hub. 41% said biodiversity assessment and monitoring. This is very good news. And followed by 29% in ocean governance. So we're going to try to implement that within the teammate programs of the hub. For the 4th question, we have what type of partnerships and collaboration you would like to see within the nodes. You'd like to see collaboration with international organizations. So 56% have responded as collaborations from with international organizations for exchange programs and fellowships. That was followed by 24% of the respondents that chose partnerships with the private sector. So we also try to improve the interaction with the private sector within the hub, and also providing possible collaborations or motivating or recommending partnerships within international institutions and university for exchange programs and fellowships. For the fifth question, then we have, what's the biggest challenge as a ECOP in Africa in terms of career development? 41% said limited financial support to start scientific projects. So we need now to reach out to maybe to national governments to see, provide recommendations in terms of that, and see how we can improve the financial support for our ocean-related professionals in Africa. This answer was also followed by 35% of the respondents said lack of permanent and or temporary jobs. So thank you so much. This is a very interesting result. We would like to take this further in the upcoming year for more specific topics and subjects related to capacity development. So please keep up to date in our social media for the upcoming activities in the hub for next year. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank
Chamaka?
you very much. So we'll quickly move on to the next, which would be introducing our City Hub partners. We have Lawrence Dogley here, who is a program manager of the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute. So the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute is a Ghanaian-based non-profit think tank which provides a unique platform for maritime strategic thinkers, practitioners, and allies to interact, share ideas, and research into strategic maritime affairs affecting the Gulf of Guinea region via its strategic maritime research, advocacy, and capacity building activities in areas of maritime safety, security, and environment. So through their intricate network of experts, developers, they develop and implement a myriad of tailored programs to address pertinent maritime concerns within the GOG region. Content generated from the Institute's research and stakeholder network of experts is disseminated through a variety of channels, including research papers, publications, physical and virtual meetings, program conferences, seminars, and all through the engagement of diverse stakeholder groups, including youth in Ghana and broader Gulf of Guinea regions. So I'm going to put up their website right now so you could have access to their website, and kindly call on Lawrence Dogley to give his presentation.
Hi, Lawrence. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you
Thank
hear
you so
me?
much. All good. Thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
so much for this day. Well, you're welcome to start your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. And good morning to everyone. Good afternoon from wherever you're joining. And thank you, moderator, for that introduction. Am I permitted to share my screen, please?
Yes. Let me see. Okay.
Moderator, please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes,
Yeah,
we can see that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Once again, and thank you to the ECOP team for inviting the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute to be a part of the ECOP Africa Node Annual Ocean Fair 2024. My name is Lawrence Dogley. I'm the Programs Manager at the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute. I'll be presenting on behalf of the Institute. The topic for my presentation is Ocean Breakthroughs, Harnessing Science, Policy, and Innovation for Sustainable Development of Africa's Blue Economy. This topic is inspired by our narrative of the developmental trajectory of Africa's blue economy in the region. We believe that while the narrative is that of limited opportunities, it's also important that we recognize the gains that have been made in the region in the last 5 or 10 years. And so it is very important that we celebrate the gains and build on the momentum that have been achieved so far. Next, on the Institute, talk about what the Institute is, what we do, our partnership with ECOP, African Node, and our planned collaboration for the next year. So as the moderator rightly mentioned, the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute. Sorry. All right. So the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, we are a think tank based in Ghana. We have 3 focal areas that we work on, that is research, advocacy, and capacity building in the areas of maritime safety, security, and blue economy development in the Gulf of Guinea region. And so although we are based in Ghana, we have a regional outlook. And these 3 areas are the primary focal areas that we focus on, that is research, advocacy, capacity building. And so the activities or the projects or programs that we develop revolve around research, advocacy, and capacity building. But for the context of this fair, I'm going to limit the presentation to the work that we've done in the area of building the capacity of young people in the region. So the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, as a think tank, we operate an expert mechanism, and that informs the approach that we take to develop our programs and projects. So basically, this expert mechanism is a forum where we bring experts from different industry and sectors that are connected and related to the maritime industry to identify the issues, existing and enduring issues, and think through what are the possible solutions that can be developed to address them. And these solutions come in the form of journal publications, articles, blog posts, newsletters, trainings, consultancy, as you can see on your screen, conferences with partners and allies. And this is what we have been doing in the last 10 years in the region. So we've been working with regional and international and national agencies that have a role to play and mandates to perform in the maritime industry, in looking through what the challenges are and coming up with very pragmatic solutions to address them for sustainable development. We also believe that young people, based on our engagement with our partners, we identify that local communities and young people, especially females, are underrepresented when it comes to the development issues, and as well as the capacity building opportunities to also contribute effectively to the development of the region when it comes to blue economy and ocean governance. And this is one of the critical challenges that we seek to address. And so through the International Maritime Security Working Group, which is the forum, currently we have more than 100 experts from the region and also international community who are part of this working group. And as often, we bring them together, identify very specific issues in the region, and discuss what the challenges are and what the solutions can be. And so this is a cursor view of some of the meetings that we've had with the forum. The first one is gender mainstreaming in Ghana's marine sector, developing blue careers, promoting entrepreneurship, and building the skills of young people, also exposing them to what the opportunities are when it comes in the maritime space, securing vital sea lanes straight to global maritime commerce, trying to let stakeholders understand that proxy violence and instability in other parts of the world also some way, somehow affect regional infrastructures. And that is what is currently ongoing in the Red Sea area. And so sea lines of communications, trade routes are interconnected, especially in the new global security environment. And then the very last one, regional and national maritime strategies. We all understand or know that maritime development is underpinned by frameworks and strategies that drive policy work and informs business practices and investments. But it's also important that we understand what these strategies are about, what these policies mean, and how young people can also play a role in implementing policies through innovative ways. The very first meeting, which is on gender mainstreaming, is very critical for this discussion. And so in 2020, as part of our engagement with stakeholders, with young people, we identified an issue that had to do with young people, especially women, underrepresented in maritime discussions, blue economy discourses and opportunities. And so we convened a working group to discuss the issue of gender mainstreaming. And what came out of the meeting was that young people had limited opportunities to employment and internship, and in the broad sense, capacity building opportunities. And that informed the development or the organization of the Blue Career and Business Expo in 2021. So the Blue Career and Business Expo in 2021 was a response to the concerns by young people when we had the working group meeting on gender mainstreaming. And this is the first official and national maritime conference that was organized in Ghana. That's to bring young people together with industry to interact and discuss what opportunities exist in the space. Also, to build connections with industry people, build relationships, and sort of gain mentorship opportunities. And so this Blue Career and Business Expo, of course, was organized with other regional parties like the ECOWAS, the Ghana Maritime Authority, and shipping companies at the Ghana ports. And this conference was a huge success. Also with support from the Canada High Commission, we were able to bring several young people from Ghanaian universities and also include virtual participation, which gave a young community from different African countries to participate in the conference. So the conference birthed the Blue Mentorship Program, which was supposed to sustain the gains that were made from the conference or the expo. So two main outcomes of the conference was to continue the relationship that was built, especially between young people and industry, and to look at what the industry challenges are and build solutions that will lead into entrepreneurship that can also support small and medium enterprises in the maritime industry. So this is what we've been doing in the last 3 years. And the model for the Blue Mentorship was also used to develop an early career ocean professionals training program in 2022. And this was in partnership with the ECOP regional node. We train young people on 2 different occasions, virtual training with young people from different regional countries, including Nigeria, in South Africa, in Cameroon, in Senegal, in Cape Verde. and we deliver training models on entrepreneurship and also on regional frameworks like the Africa Integrated Maritime Strategy, the ECOWAS Integrated Maritime Strategy, the Africa Union 2063 Agenda, and of course, the other frameworks that underpin maritime security and safety in the region, the Lomé Charter, African Transport Charter, and sort of giving young people, participants a very broad understanding and a very deeper understanding of what these strategies means, what it means for informing and developing policy, and what it means for businesses and agencies when it comes to creating opportunities for young people. So this is what we've done this. There is so much information on our website, but we want to build on the momentum of this, and I believe that's the reason why we are part of this fair today. So beyond the ECOP engagement, the Blue Mentorship model has also been used to deliver other capacity building programs for young people. The other one on my screen is the Women and Youth Technical Capacity for Blue Economy, which was funded by the Canada government and delivered in 3 different locations in Ghana, in Nova Scotia, in Cape Verde. And basically this training program was delivered from a survey that was conducted among young people to identify what challenges that they face and what models would best suit or address their concerns. And so the models were developed on ocean technology, maritime safety, and risk management. And those, of course, there were components on aquaculture, enterprise, and entrepreneurship and leadership. So this course ran for 8 weeks, sorry. And at the end of the day, certificates were awarded. The participants developed solutions in the form of policies, in the form of mobile apps, in prototype stages that needed to be further developed. And it was the same for the ECOP training in terms of the feedback that we receive on further building on the momentum or the knowledge that was delivered. So across these are some of the pictures from our capacity building programs, from the Blue Career to taking young people to the port industry to understand how the port community works, how it's interconnected with the environment, with climate issues, and of course with human skills that is needed to drive the activities in the region. Aquaculture, we took students to the National Aquaculture Center in Ghana, and of course to the ports, also working with the navies to understand the maritime security dimension of ocean governance and what role young people can play, especially with the existing issues of maritime domain awareness and regional boundary delimitations, and what is the role or what innovative solutions can young people also develop. Also on your are participants that participated in the YTech that were supported to participate in the All Atlantic Ocean Research Conference, which took place a month ago in Canada, Nova Scotia. Okay, so in terms of our collaborations for 2025 with ECOP Africa Regional Node, we are looking at a number of specific themes, cross-cutting themes that we believe are very relevant to the contemporary issues of today when it comes to ocean governance and blue economy development in the region. In terms of workshops, we believe that it's very important to build on the policy making skills of young people. There are so many strategies that exist in the region, the Africa Integrated Maritime Strategy, ECOWAS Integrated Maritime Strategy, just to mention a few, all exist. And there are segments or aspects of these strategies that focus specifically on the role of technology and of young people. And it's important that first of all, to be able to make impact, it's important that young people understand what this strategy talks about in the area of ocean monitoring, in the area of biodiversity monitoring, comes to technology for research. What are the gaps? What research needs to be conducted, and what kind of solutions can be developed to address them in the long term and in a very sustainable way. And so understanding what the strategies are and developing the policy is very important. But there's the opportunity also for young people to leverage digital tools and platforms to increase the awareness or advocate for the policy implementations of these strategies. But there needs to be some training. And so workshops on ocean policy development and implementation is one of the areas that we are looking at. The other has to do with hands-on training sessions on ocean innovation, leadership, global management, and corporate entrepreneurship. In the region, there are geopolitical issues that are interconnected with ocean governance. The ocean space is interconnected. Challenges are evolving, but the solutions need to be tailored in such a way that they address a lot multifaceted issues. And so ocean innovation, leadership in terms of shared best practices, what is being done here that can be done in other regions, bringing these groups together to understand what is being done here, what challenges you face, but then also understanding the context sensitive of the challenges and what solutions can be developed to address a specific or a particular regional issue. And of course, corporate entrepreneurship, looking at the role that private people can play in supporting ocean entrepreneurship in the region. But then there are corporate structures that young people need to understand. Financing is one, and how to go about financing mechanisms, how to write proposals for funding, and how to manage funds for bootstrapping and all of that. These are very important issues, and we believe that it's important that young people have this training. The next one is building skills for mobile applications and software development for ocean systems to support research in development in the region. In the broad scheme of things, we are looking at joint capacity building activities, knowledge sharing systems for national and regional ECOP nodes, being able to connect with other ECOP nodes in other regions and build on what has been delivered or established, the success that has been gained, and of course, developing solutions to support maritime development in the global south. So these are ongoing discussions that we are having with the ECOP regional node, and we hope that in the year 2025, we be able to identify partners who have an interest or who have expertise, resources in any of these areas that we could collaborate with to deliver impactful programs and initiatives in the region. And this brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lawrence, for this wonderful presentation. So we'll just have a 1 minute Q&A. So if you have any questions, kindly raise up your hands or send your message to the Q&A session. Okay. Hi, Hadia.
Oh, the room has been given to Ruby. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for your presentation, but I have a worry. I don't know if one of your objectives that has to talk with capacity building, it also involves building the capacity of businesses around the Gulf of Guinea. For example, I am in Cameroon, and we have a seaport here where the highest level of fishing let me say, inter-country fishing is being done within Cameroon is known as the West Coast. So we have it's highly made up of people from Ghana, Cameroon, and Nigeria. And Ghanaians are the people who have the biggest fishing boats. And the way they do the fishing, I was there, I think 2 weeks ago, just to survey the way things are being done there. The way fishing is being done is not sustainable, in the sense that even the waste that comes from fish, they don't know how to properly deal with it. So I don't know if you have a framework or you've developed any project that has to do with building the capacity of economies or fishermen within or along the Gulf of Guinea, including these countries like I've mentioned. It's just a concern. Yeah, thank you and over.
Okay. Thank you very much. If I understand your question, I believe it has to do with issues of unsustainable fishing practices, marine pollution, and
Exactly.
the solution, which is I think at this point we are looking at alternative livelihood sources. But I think that this is an issue that could be picked up, discussed, bring the various stakeholders that are concerned or that have an interest in this issue to discuss it, to understand better what the issue is. Because now you're dealing with nationals. So there's Cameroon, there's Nigeria, and there's Ghana. And so definitely there are authorities that are involved for a fishing vessel to fish in a different environment or a different region. There are licensing procedures that they go through. So once we are able to get in touch with these stakeholders, I believe we can increase the visibility of it. I mean, talk about the issue, develop a report and share it, and then we can build from there. And so this is something I'd like to pick up with you. If that's okay, we can discuss it further, understand what the issue is, and look at our network and see who we can contact to discuss the issue and look at what solutions we can provide.
I'll be grateful, sir, because there is need for us to develop a research and find a solution in this industry. It's really not the best from my observation. I have pictures of those, so let's talk. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Hadia. Thank you, Lawrence. We won't be taking any more questions. So if you still have questions, you could kindly reach out to Lawrence and hopefully he'll help address your concerns. So moving on to our next speaker, we have Ayub Achbaro from the Mohammed VI Foundation for the Environmental Protection. So the Mohammed VI Foundation for Environmental Protection was established in June 2001 at the initiative of His Majesty King Mohammed VI. Her Royal Highness Princess Lala Hasna was entrusted with the chair from the beginning. In this mission, the foundation targets all audiences, including school children, political and economic decision makers, as well as the general public. The foundation builds on 20 years of impactful programs to drive on its 6 missions, including monitoring, capacity building, and networking. Constantly adapting, it has evolved from local initiatives like Clean Breaches to global platforms like the African Youth Climate Hub, engaging diverse audiences, including youths, academia, and civil society. The foundation strengthens its international outreach through strategic partnerships with leading global and UN organizations. So I would like to welcome Ayub to make his presentation.
Hello, everyone. I don't know if you can hear me. First of all, thank you for this introduction, and thank you also for the invitation. We are more than happy to be here with you today in this series of webinars, which is, I think it's very important for the regional network. So I'm gonna present a little bit the foundation and through its several programs and actions. And I'm going to highlight the pilot program that which is the subject of our partnership with the regional network. I don't know if you can see my screen.
Not yet.
Now?
Not yet.
It's black. Yeah,
Yeah.
now we can see.
Okay. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Ayub Ashbaru. I am a junior project manager in charge of the implementation of the Ocean Decade through several programs of the Mohammed VI Foundation for Environmental Protection. So who we are, as the moderator was introducing us, the Mohammed VI Foundation for Environmental Protection was established in 2001 with its presidency and trusted from the outset to Her Highness Princess Lalla Hasna by His Majesty King Mohammed VI. At the national level in 1999, the launch of the program Let's Make Our Beaches Smile, which a program that protects beaches across the kingdom and ensure their cleanliness. And also in international level in October 2007, an appointment as an ambassador of the coasts by the Euro-Mediterranean Regional Environment Program supported by the UN. And in the February 2021, an appointment as a patron of the United Nations Decade of Ocean Sciences for Sustainable Development. Our mission is split on 6 parts. The first is monitoring, capacity building through training, facilitation and networking, territorial experimentation, transfer to support stakeholders, and also consolidation and leveraging of feedbacks. I'm going to present a program mapping that touches the field of the ocean. We have 2 kinds of programs. For first type is the educational program like the Eco Schools, Young Reporter from the Environment, and also the Global Schools program. And last but not least, the AGUIAN or the African Green Universities Youth Education Network, and as an operational programs, we have the TLD, the Barbara Plastic Operation, the African Youth Climate Hub, and also the heart of all those programs is Clean Beaches program with the slogan de Faisons sourire nos plages. At the Ocean Decade level in 2021, the Mohammed VI Foundation for Environmental Protection joined as a founding member the Alliance of the United Nations Decade of the Ocean Science. This alliance, sponsored by Her Highness, is the fruit of an intense collaboration between the foundation and the IUC UNESCO. And until now, we have participated in 8 call to actions through plus than 20 activities and 2 actions, and we have touched all 10 challenges of the decade. We have also the Boknadel statement, which is a result of the second foundation dialogue that will be held in the Hassan II Center for Environmental Training, which is the academic branch of the foundation in June 2022. Here is some foundation contribution within the framework of the decade. We have the Barbara Plastic workshops, several workshops like Tech Time, Ocean Planet, Mediterranean Plastic Ties, the African Roadmap for the decade, the third Foundation Dialogue, the TLD, and also the Partners Workshop for the Operation Barbara Plastic. We're working also in the decade level with the NDC, national NDC, and also with the African Task Force for the implementation of the African Roadmap. So for the coastline and ocean programs, we have the Clean Beaches program. We have with an objective to raise awareness among different stakeholders, establishing basic infrastructures, ensuring safety and health coverage, maintaining hygiene and cleanliness of the beaches, and also organizing beach activities. Until now, we have 180 coast in national level, with plus than 100 partner also at the national level. We have also the Blue Flag program with an objective to ensure a healthy and safety environment for the beachgoers, protect the coastline, raise awareness and educate beachgoers about the respective of the environment, and also elevate the kingdom beaches to a highest international standards, and also promote sustainable tourism among the coastlines. Another program, which is La Hasna Sustainable Coast Trophies, which is split in 5 categories: a trophy for clean beaches program, trophies for sharing and quality of life, trophies for protection and enhancement of natural heritage, trophies for education and youth, and the last category, which is social and environmental responsibility of organization, with an objective of initiating a framework of best practices for coastal preservation by encouraging socially and environmentally responsible behaviors, also recognizing of initiatives and projects undertaken in the concerned territories. Also, there is a scope of educational tools. Those tools are aimed to support the different programs of education for sustainable development, and they are produced by the Hassan II Center to support those programs with different formats, which digital platforms, mobile application, board games, booklets, and more. So for our South-South cooperation programs, we have the AGUIAN, or the African Green Universities Youth Education Network, with an objective to create a space for sharing and communication between African universities, promote synergy and partnership with UNEP and other organizations, share knowledge and experience development within the network related to sustainable development challenges, raise awareness and train focal points and youth through capacity building session on key environmental issues, collaborate and co-produce resources and educational tools with various partners on sustainable development topics. Until now, we're having with us more than 29 universities from 9 African countries like Tunisia, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, Comoros, Kenya, Mauritania, Uganda, and DRDC. Also, we are having the African Youth Climate Hub, which is an initiative led by young people launched by Her Highness Princess Lala Hasna during the 2019 Climate Summit of the United Nations, encouraging exchange, skill development, and entrepreneurial opportunity for African youth in support of the climate actions, with 6-component youth network, incubation program, forum, knowledge hub, observatory, and also a dashboard. Until now, we have with us more than 16,000 participants, with more than 400 submission of projects and 23 ambassadors, with 100 program incubation, plus than 30 experts, and more than $0.5 million of activities. And last but not least, the capacity building plan for young African in oceanography, which is a program that we built with the African network of the early career ocean professionals, and also with the support of the National Institute of Fishery Researchers, which is a program for building capacities for all the African youth through different fields in oceanography. And also this pilot action, we can say, is endorsed as an Ocean Decade activity Until now, we are in the end of the first phase, which is the online training, but two other phases are upcoming in 2025, which is internship in a research laboratory of the Moroccan Institute of Fishery Researches, and also excursion and oceanographic expedition, also led by the INRAS. The fourth field or targeted field of this pilot program is marine environment monitoring and impact analysis, oceanographic survey, sustainable fishery and aquaculture, and the last one is enhancing the value of fishery and maritime resources. This is it. Thank you for your attention, and don't hesitate to reach out of me for any question or any request for collaboration or to enhance, I don't know, any type of collaboration on those in each dose of program that I present. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation. It was really insightful. We'll take a few questions. 1 minute. So if you have any questions, kindly indicate. You can also put your questions in the Q&A.
Please, if you have any questions, raise your hand so we can unmute you.
Okay, so since there are no questions, moving on. If you still have questions, you could reach out to him. Maybe you could put in your details, your email.
Yeah, I'm gonna share my email address in the chat so they can reach out to them, so they can ask.
Ayub, I also was gonna ask you to share the webpage for the Human Rights 6 Foundation and the program that you're gonna open up for next year, so our members can check out the guidelines for application and see the program for the upcoming year. Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you for it too. Thank you.
So, moving on, we would be welcoming Gabriel Juma, our former ECOP African Node Coordinator.
Hi, Gabriel, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For the second day of your presentation. Gabriel is going to speak up about the Blue Cat project within the ECOP program. Thank you so much, Gabriel. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. And once again, I'm happy to have followed the conversations that have been going on, and it's great to see the different projects that are being implemented within the African region. I'll share my screen. You can see my screen, yeah?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll just give a brief overview of the Blue Card project, as Sarah has mentioned, and I'll just carry on from yesterday's kind of presentation. Yeah. So as I mentioned at the start, we had this survey which we did, in which we were identifying the opportunities and challenges within the African region for ECOPs. And one of the items that clearly came out was the lack of or inadequate training opportunities. As we can see here, that almost 80% of the individuals gave this item. So to be able to address this alongside other activities which they mentioned they were participating in. We wanted to address this and therefore started this project, which enhanced on bridging the knowledge gap for early career ocean professionals in Africa. So our first training was on ocean color remote sensing. And because of the success of this training, we developed the Blue Card project. In other words, it was not only required within the Africa continent or for African ECOPs, but we had requests from other regions as well to be able to undertake such training. And therefore, we went, to be able to start delivering the course in other regions as well. And this led to the development of the Blue Capacity Development Project. So the Blue Card project, our objectives involves training and enhancing capacities for ECOPs, and we use the approach that involves leveraging ECOP's potential in ocean observation and data management. And we do this by providing short training courses on ocean observation, data management, science communication. We have online and in-person modules. We are also coordinating sharing of data and information. So in other words, the networks that we create of the ocean professionals or of the ECOPs, some of them have been able to, reach out to each other, because when we're in class, people also bring their data and people work together with this kind of data sets. And through this, we realize that data from certain region can be able to feed onto research findings or information on other regions to be able to understand the different geographical regions with regards to ocean observation. And also enhancing constructive networking and innovative solutions. For example, in the remote sensing course that we gave, after the course, so the alumni came together with the trainer, Eligio, and then they started developing a manual remote sensing book, which is contextualized or addressing more of the African coastlines. So these are our activities. We've been able, or we are doing online and blended technical courses or training in R, Python, oceanographic survey techniques. We are also going to start cruise training. We are already having this planned. It didn't take place yet, but it's in plan, and we are having our pilot activity in 2025 with subsequent trainings organized for 2026. And then we are also having science communication and writing courses, in which another component which we are going to launch next year is having PALs. So people in PhD and postdocs coming together and writing manuscripts, which they can then publish in different journals. So this is a component that we are also going to include, but the first one is already taking place. And I just wanted to give a highlight on how our teaching process goes. So
Sorry, Gabriel, sorry to interrupt. Just because it's not in presentation mode, so we cannot see the slides that you're going through.
problem there. Sorry for that.
No problem. Thank you.
I'll take it back and then should now in presentation mode.
No, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so here I was, sorry if I add 1 or 2 minutes just to clarify what I was saying. Yeah, here I was talking about the lack of training, which we got as one of the item regarding the results which we got from the survey. And then we wanted to explore this by initiating the Brigade initiative or the Brigade project. So this was specifically for ECOPs in Africa. But given the success of the first training in remote sensing, we had requests to be able to upscale this. And even the applications we got were from all over the world. So despite making the call only for Africa, we realized that the problem of inadequate training was not only a problem for ECOPs in Africa, but globally. And therefore, we upscaled this to be able to conduct the training in different parts of the globe. So this gave birth to the Blue Capacity Development Project, which is a project of the ECOP program. And as I mentioned, the objectives, we are training people on ocean observation and data management, and our approach involves leveraging ECOP's potential in ocean observation. So we realized that even we as ECOPs, we have the required expertise to be able to share the knowledge that we have. So majorly we use ECOPs to support ECOPs, or we work as ECOPs supporting ECOPs. And we train short courses on ocean observation, data management, science communication, using both online and in-person components, and also coordinate sharing of data and information related to ocean science among ECOPs. So in this case, ECOPs who attend some of our courses are able to organize themselves and work on data sets, or reach out to each other and share information which could help support, gather knowledge and develop policy briefs for different regions, and also enhancing constructive networks and innovative solutions. For example, I just mentioned that we had the manual, or the remote sensing manual for Africa being developed by ECOPs that attended the remote sensing training. And I was talking about the activities that we are doing. For example, we have the online and blended technical courses in remote sensing, our Python, oceanographic survey techniques. And these topics, I heard from the survey that we were just running a few minutes ago that sometimes the topics to teach or that people want are a problem. So our approach here is also that we reach out to people and ask the topics that they would want to be trained on. And then when we get enough quorum, then we are able to design courses in this process. I also mentioned that we are starting cruise training. We are already in talks. We are going to have Palashtan, which is an icebreaker, a very big research vessel for the Alfred Wegener Institute. We are already in talks with that from 2025 onwards. And also we are having science communication and writing courses, which we already had some courses, but we're also going to have another component where different ECOPs can be able to come together and develop manuscripts or research activities that can be able to be published. So I wanted to take you through our teaching process. We develop concepts. So we work closely with the Ocean Teacher Global Academy of the IOC UNESCO. And they have professionals in standard education system, which they normally advise and also ensure that the courses that we give are internationally recognized and are meaningful and are quality enough. So once we share with them the concepts, then they're able to evaluate and give feedback. And then after that, we also mobilize financial resources or in-kind resources, that is looking for teachers, or if we have in-person component, then we ask for the institutions who could support travel and accommodation for our participants. And then we have the course announcements and selection. We then have the course materials uploaded in the course platform and the teaching component. And after that, reporting and feedback. So we also get feedback from students regarding what went wrong, what could be done better. And once we are through with the course, when we have the report, we also report back to OTGA and they evaluate the whole teaching process. So how everything was organized, whether we delivered what we had intended to deliver or what we announced. We are also evaluated for this, and it's a good process so far. We've got positive feedback and also areas that we could improve in. And just to summarize some of the milestone in the few 2-3 years that we have had this going on so far, we have 4 courses done, developed, and 5 trainings provided to over 200 ECOPs in Africa, Asia, Central America. And we also have some courses that cover different regions. For example, the one that we just had in Malta. And that also connects with the second bullet point, where we had our first in-person training course in Malta on oceanographic survey techniques and data management, which a number of people participated in. That was successful. We also have had the development of a guide to ocean color remote sensing for ECOPs in Africa. This was led by Eligio and the team, and we are soon going to launch it. And we had the web page for on the ECOP website, so we were able to have a page on the Blue Card project. A number of activities still being planned. And these are our partners. So our main partner, of course, we are housed under the ECOP program. So Blue Card is not independent, but it is one of the projects of the ECOP program. And we know ECOP program is highly supported by the IUC, UNESCO, but specifically OTGA, which are our main sponsors and collaborator, and other institutions that have normally provided, teachers and experts to support the process. We are collaborating now with WASCAL, and we are going to partner with them regarding this floating school that we are also going to join as ECOPs. And also I have to mention that Aqua Biotech Group, hosted us for the Malta training that we had. So regarding the next plans, we have the Coastal Summer School in Mombasa. We are partnering with the Michigan University and also the Koesing. So summer school, of course, in Kenya, it's like all summer. But then they've been having this summer school in Nigeria and Ghana, and this time around, it's going to be in East Africa. So Blue Card will also be partnering, and we are looking for funds to support some ECOPs to join the same. It will be in October ahead of the WIAMSA conference. We also have, as I mentioned, a pilot program next year where one ECOP will be on board Paul Ashton. So in this program or project, we will have ECOPs, flying to Cape Verde, and then they'll be on board or on the cruise as they get a training for 2 weeks, as they then come to Germany, and then they fly back to their countries, so for around 14 days. And we will have our first batch in 2026. So we have this talk going on with the WASCAL group, and we are going to have a bath as well. And then we are also planning for another training in ecological survey techniques, potentially in Belgium in November 2026, ahead of the World Marine Biodiversity Conference, which will be in Bruges. With that, we'll also have other online trainings, but the talks are going on, and we are going to update you from time to time. For any information or call or requests or advice or suggestions you can make to us, we are coordinating the project, myself and Annabelle. And we are also now, we have a web page on our website. Also feel free to write to Natalie or Eugenia, and then we can always, be in contact. And we're really, really looking forward to work together with the Capacity Development Hub of the ECOP Africa team. It's going to be great. So for more information, you can visit our webpage on the website, and thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel, for this wonderful session. So moving on to questions. If you have questions for Gabriel, you could indicate with raising your hands or typing it in the Q&A.
Any questions for Gabriel, please raise your hand and we can allow you to talk. Janet is just asking Gabriel to share the links for the websites that you mentioned. You can just maybe copy and paste on the chat for everyone.
Yes, I'll do that.
Hadia has a question. Right, Hadia, yes.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't know what's happening, but when I raise my hand, it's showing Hadia. I am not Hadia, I'm a Wube. So it's like I'm using another person's
I
identity.
realized it. All right,
Okay,
we'll check what's
okay,
happening.
okay.
Thank you for letting us know.
Okay, so I wish to ask, sir, do you have a curriculum for your trainings? Because I work with an organization known as One Green Africa, and we are looking at the possibility of starting these blue schools in Cameroon, because already we have a business that is running on the field, but we mostly deal now with women, with community women like IDPs, internally displaced women, because of the crisis in Cameroon. So we train them with the collection of waste. We do the arts and crafts where they have scalable products that they can take to the market. So we want to extend that to schools so that our younger ones can also be learning that. So I don't know if your project has developed a curriculum that can guide us on how to integrate into the system. I mean, students already, they have their activities and they have their the courses that they do. How can we integrate maybe an hour a week into the school system? Just an idea, and then we can follow the laws in my country, Cameroon, and work around that. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thanks for that question. We do have our concepts, so course concepts published. So when we do applications, then the students can already see the concepts or what we intend to teach, the course outline, the modules, and the time frame, prerequisites, and all that they're required to do. But or specifically on Blue Schools, I know Sophia is also working on this in the ECOP program, but we've not dealt on this particular component. Ours is more technical, but of course we are happy to support and give some pedagogical support or advice on how to go about developing a concept.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Gabriel. If you have any more questions, you could reach out to Gabriel via chat. We'll be moving on to the fundraising campaign. Linda, can you help us with that?
Okay, I hope I can be heard.
Just a minute. I'll share the fundraiser slide. There you go.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. So as part of the ECOP Africa fundraising campaign, we would like to invite potential sponsors or collaborators to partner with ECOP Africa. And there are various avenues to do that. So you can support us in kind. We can come together and form a partnership, or you can simply sponsor us based on what your capacity will allow you to do so, or based on the needs that we bring before you. And you can reach out to us by sending us an email to africa@ecopdecade.org, or you can just visit us on our website, and yeah, you can contact the fundraising coordinators, myself and Adiza. Thank you so much for your attention. Back to you, Sarah, or the moderator in charge.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
With you, Chamaka.
Okay, so just want to say thank you to all our presenters for today. Thanking Lawrence for his presentation on the CD Hub partnership. Also thanking Ayub for his presentation on the Mohammed VI Foundation for the Environmental Protection, and also Gabriel Juma for his presentation of the Blue Card project. So we're also thanking Virginia, Natalie Fox, which have been a very supportful people in the whole process. Also thanking our core team members, thanking our national node coordinators, our speakers and all our members and everyone who has contributed their time in attending this event. So Sarah will quickly go through the program for tomorrow and we'll call it a day.
Thank you, Chiamaka. Thank you so much. I just would like to say thank you for all the speakers today. That was great to hear more about the programs and activities that you undertake in your institutions. We will be open to discuss further our collaboration within the capacity development with each one of you. Please allow me just holidays to go through and we'll get back to you as when we all have fun. After that, we will reach out to each one of you to discuss how we can pinpoint activities, especially now based on our survey from the attendees today. Thank you so much for all the attendees also that join us in this evening today. We're hoping for you to attend tomorrow. Also, please make sure you are here tomorrow as well. Tomorrow is a day, Wednesday, dedicated only for ocean literacy. So we're gonna be launching the Ocean Literacy Hub for the Africa node. That's gonna be quite interesting talk by Sophia and Chris, our ocean literacy coordinators. We're also gonna have a survey applied only to ocean literacy. So if you know of any educators or government officials, whoever is interested in ocean literacy, please share the event and ask them to register, join us tomorrow for this discussion. And as soon as we do the survey, we're gonna also have some of the partners of the Ocean Literacy Hub, including the Mazalu project with Blue Curriculum for Africa. This Blue Curriculum for Africa is one of the breaking through projects that the Hub, together with Mazalu, will implement in the upcoming years, and we are very, very proud of it. So please be here tomorrow to hear more about this outstanding project. And also we're gonna have Judy Bomo from IOI South Africa giving us a talk tomorrow. So join us tomorrow. Thank you so much for each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow.